Robo Raiders FTC 7129, and today we'll be talking about outreach. We have with us Rebecca Phillips, a K-12 educator who has 12 years of first experience, including coaching, judging, and organizing FTC events. Thank you for joining us.
So glad to be here.
So, Mrs. Phillips, what is the importance of outreach in FIRST?
That's a really important question. Let's define outreach to begin with. Outreach is what you do to tell people outside of your team about what your team is learning and doing, and also you showcase what the FIRST program has to offer to so many different people. And outreach has a lot of benefits for you. It's good for you, it's good for your team, and it's really good for FIRST. First of all, when you do outreach, it sparks interest in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, which is good for the future of our country and for the whole world. More people will know about you. It may help you get mentors, and it may even help you get some funding, which is really important because robots take a lot of money. You're also raising awareness of the FIRST program, and that can result in more teams being developed, it can generate volunteers for events, and it overall raises awareness of FIRST so that there's greater support for it across companies and our country. Outreach is also super important because it ties into winning awards. You need to realize you are marketing FIRST to the public with the goal of inviting others to join this adventure. And the awards will recognize the outstanding teams who effectively do this, who bring other people into the FIRST community.
So what awards does outreach affect, and how?
That's a great question too. There are three main awards that are impacted by your outreach: Motivate, Connect, and Inspire. Make sure you look at the game manual so that you really know the specifics for these three awards. First of all, Motivate is huge, and a lot of teams focus on this one. It's basically being ambassadors for FIRST. There's three components to this award. The first one is internal. How does your team function? How do you value the contributions of each member? And you want to make sure you highlight that during your team's judging presentation. The external part of Motivate is how your team supports FIRST. This could be mentoring other teams, this could be volunteering at live or even remote events, which this season things are going to be different. So if you can help with that, that would be a wonderful way to do some outreach. But the biggest part of this is really your FIRST ambassadors to the community, where you showcase FIRST and you are the role models. So let's think about this. Who knows about your team, that you even exist? Does your school know? Your local communities, your town? You need to find ways to make your presence in your community stronger and more well known. You can do this by going to large community events, things like fairs and shows and parades and festivals, if your community is having those these days. You could focus on children doing education events at libraries, camps, or school assemblies. You can reach out to your local media, TV, and newspapers. And there's also the whole digital social media scene, which we've already done, I think, a video on. But whatever you do, clearly brand all of your outreach with FIRST. Display that FIRST logo and the FTC logos. Talk about yourself, not just as the team from a school, but you are a FIRST robotics team. Wear that logo with pride. And then when you do your outreach, you want measurable impacts. Did you get teams started? Did you get volunteers recruited? What happened because of your event? Now keep in mind, Motivate Award winners typically are promoting FIRST at a very high level. So if you do humanitarian projects, food drives, or Toys for Tots, these are all great, noble things to do. Make sure to identify the FIRST-related impact of your project. The next really big outreach award is Connect, when you bring STEM professionals into the FIRST community. You can share FIRST with engineering or tech companies. You can reach out to universities, professors, grad students, people that are getting ready to enter industry. Those are wonderful places to get more technical knowledge and build the skills of your team. These professionals can do design reviews for you. They can look at your CAD or your code. They can give you some specialized mentoring help. And those relationships might even lead to some increased funding for your team. As I said, robots take a lot of money. It's also great if those relationships lead to volunteers for FIRST events. We always need inspectors and judges, people that can come in with technical knowledge and actually help in our judging and our volunteer community for events. Make sure you articulate the impact of those Connect activities, because that will make your judging portfolio stronger. And finally, Inspire. To be considered for Inspire, you need to demonstrate strengths in both Motivate and Connect, hopefully, at least one of them for sure. So make sure the team plan in your portfolio lists your goals and a summary of all your outreach activities.
What are some fundamental things that teams should know about outreach?
Well, the cool thing is possibilities are everywhere. So look for opportunities and ask if you can come in and do something to show off what you're doing. Brainstorm places where people gather, if they're gathering in your area. Think of alternative venues and ways to engage the bystanders in what you're doing. When planning your events, set your goals so you can prepare to meet them. Identify your target audience. Are you reaching out to kids, to families, to STEM professionals? You want to engage people at their interest level. And the younger your group is, the more hands-on it should be. Also, make it easy for people to follow up with you on social media, so have your contact info handy, maybe business cards or a QR code. And here are some practical tips. When you're in public, be professional and personable. Maybe you can create a repeatable outreach model, and then you have a supply list so you remember things like, I don't know, batteries. And you always want to engage with people so that you're forward-facing. They've come to see you after all. Make sure your demo area is neat and tidy, you don't contain all the clutter. And wear attire that identifies your team, and remember that first brand. Keep those logos very visible.
How can we continue outreach throughout this COVID crisis?
Well, that's a great question. COVID has really changed the way we do so many things, and also outreach has been impacted by this. So look at this challenge as a catalyst to try some different approaches. Be creative. Look for innovative ways to get your message out there. There are a lot of isolated people, and they need to stay safe, but they're craving community experiences, so figure out a way you can inspire them. Maybe find opportunities to serve others. Can you help teams? Can you support remote events? Can you bring joy to shut-ins? There are so many ways your team can reach out and help people at this time. It's also a great time to develop your virtual skills. Look at the new technologies that are out there. How do you present successfully on video calls? There's an art to that. Can you create better graphics or marketing materials so that people can get your message more cleanly? And finally, always follow the safety protocols in your area, especially if you get to have an in-person event. Get guidance from your local and state authorities, and be role models for good health practices. It's super important.
Do you have any advice for teams watching?
Well, as we wrap this up, I want to encourage you to look at outreach as a way to enhance your soft skills to prepare you for future careers. Through your outreach, you're marketing, fundraising, recruiting, you're communicating. Outreach can develop you as a person along with your team. Also, make sure you document all of your results to identify the impact of your event. How many people came? Did you recruit volunteers or mentors? Who did you follow up with? These are all great ways to show what you did actually was important. I saw a great poster of the 2019 World Championship in Detroit, and it said, "We don't use kids to build robots, we use robots to build kids." So remember, you and your team, you're the product. First is investing in you to help build a better future for our world. So share the vision of that future through your outreach, and have a lot of fun while you're doing it.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips, for joining us, and thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching this video on outreach with Mrs. Phillips. This is our 13th video in our Game On series, and our final video, which we will be releasing next week, is on design reviews. Stay tuned. Bye.